So this video is just to show you that it's always better to sample than to blind buy. Hi everyone, I'm Jolim from Scented Moments channel, where I help you to discover the wonderful world of perfumery. And so in this video, I want to share with you fragrances, 10 fragrances, all of them niche, that went from sample to full bottles. And this is again just to show you that it's always better to sample. And actually the adventure, it's richer, it's a richer experience, because you really get to know the scent really in depth as you will wear the sample. And sometimes it's 2 ml, 3 ml, sometimes it's even 1.5 ml, but it's always better because you always get the impression and the feel how the scent will work on your skin. Of course, like blind buy is always that excitement, that adrenaline kick, that we don't know if we will enjoy or not, and it's that thrill. I completely understand that. I've been there. I still do that from time to time, but I mostly blind buy. When I do, it's really because I really know my taste really well. I know what I like, I know what I don't like, and so it's safer for me to blind buy. And so if you are also in that phase, in that stage where, I mean, you know what you like and what you don't like, I mean, it's safer to blind buy. But I think in terms of journey itself, I think it's better to sample. And I have here 10 fragrances. I could have some more, but well, for the sake of this video, I will just mention 10. If you enjoy this type of content, of course, I will upload a part 2. And this will not be in a specific order. The first fragrance that I have here, it's from the house of Diptyque, and it is Tam Dao, the Eau de Parfum. Tam Dao, it's one of the most well-known sandalwood fragrances. Actually, Diptyque, it's probably the best right now, currently the best bang for your buck in terms of niche fragrances, because you have uniqueness, quality, and versatility. Everything that you want in the perfume, you have in Diptyque fragrances. So Tam Dao is a very dry, spicy sandalwood scent, and it's all you get, but it's so calming. It's so good. It has an underneath creaminess also, but it's mostly dry, spicy, woodsy scent. Sandalwood. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. I highly doubt that there is some real sandalwood in here, but this is like the accord, or the way that they blended the sandalwood, the ingredients to smell like sandalwood, like this spicy sandalwood, is just fantastic. It has a natural feeling to it. It's very smooth, and I absolutely love it. It's very calming, again, very calming. I love sandalwood because of that. It has the calmness into it, and very zen. I feel zen when I smell sandalwood. And this is no exception. And it's comforting at the same time. I really love this fragrance. It's a staple when we're talking about sandalwood fragrances. And Diptyque has quite a few staples in their collection, like Filosicos, Oud Palau. Although Oud Palau is the most challenging fragrance of their entire collection, I would say, because it's an oud rose fragrance with tobacco, and it's quite funky and a bit animalic. But aside that one, I mean, the others are safer to wear. So if you are starting to dive into niche fragrances, I highly suggest you to start with Diptyque. They have some fantastic fragrances. And again, this is a 75 ml, and the retail price is 135 euros. So I mean, it's not the most expensive niche fragrance out there. Nowadays, you have much more expensive mainstream designer fragrances retail, so definitely not the most expensive fragrances when you're talking about niche. So this is a great starting niche brand. Tam Dao, sample it, love at first sniff. Actually, quite a few years ago. It was Love at First Sniff, and it's the reason why I love sandalwood. It's Tam Dao. Then it came by Kilian Sacred Wood, which was also Love at First Sniff. But that one, for some reason, I never ended up buying a full bottle. This one is different because it's the first one. You never forget your first. It's Tam Dao by Diptyque de Parfum Concentration. Next fragrance, I've been hyping this fragrance a lot lately. It's from Thomas & Monaco, Raw Gold. Now this one was not Love at First Sniff, just because when I first tried this fragrance at Embassy Niche Perfumery Store, which is a niche perfume store here in Lisbon, my favorite. I mean, I've been talking about that store over and over. I don't earn anything with that. It's just because I'm a good friend of the owner, of the founder of Embassy Niche Perfume Store, so that's why I'm always bringing that store out, because I love their offerings, I love their attention, everything. I love everyone, the people who are working there, so that's why I'm always suggesting that you would check out their website, because they ship, at least in Europe, they ship. So I highly advise you to check their website, and I will leave their website in the description box down below. Thomas & Monaco Raw Gold. When I first tried it, I was not impressed. Why? Because, well, my nose was already tired. I was smelling a lot of fragrances, and this, I think it was the last one. It's like, okay, I'm very curious, let's see. But when I tried, I was like, I don't smell really great things here, just like a tonka bean coffee type of smell, and I was like, okay, I mean, not that impressive, but let me sample that. I just asked for a sample, and well, we'll see. Yeah, it was completely different afterwards. It was very different when I tried it on my skin with my nose clean. Yes, this is booze. It has everything. This has booze, rum, you have coffee, you have cacao, you have tonka beans, you have castoreum, you have styrax, which is a resin, you have lots of things going on in here. So this is a dark resinous animalic coffee scent. This is very unique in my opinion. Raw Gold really suits this perfume because it's raw. It's a quite raw perfume, but it has it's an expensive raw scent, if that makes sense. It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, yes, the cacao and the coffee with the rum and the castoreum, I mean, it's beautiful, it's glorious. I really like this fragrance. It's one of my favorite discoveries of this year, and thanks to sample, it's why I have this fragrance, and it's how I came to appreciate and to see the true nature of Raw Gold by Thomas & Monaco. Nowadays he has two new perfumes. One, I don't recall the names of the two new perfumes. One is O something. I know that the second release, it's a bit more feminine leaning, more floral, fresh, delicate scent. The other one I don't really know, because I think it will be released now, or it was really very recently released, something like that. So I'm very curious, still very curious to try the two new releases from Thomas & Monaco, because judging by this one, I mean, quality is here, the uniqueness is here. So I'm very curious to see how and to smell how the other fragrances are like. So this one specifically, I mean, I highly advise it that you would check this fragrance out if you have yet to. The next fragrance from the house of Maison Kurkdijan, Grand Soir. And this was in my early stage in the while discovering niche perfumes. So this was in 2017, and when the minute I sprayed the sample, because I was giving a sample. Also, it was at Skin Life. Skin Life is also a niche perfume store here in Lisbon. They have also a lot of cosmetic products, and then they have their niche fragrances offerings. And back then they had, and they still carry Maison Kurkdijan. And back then I asked for a sample, and yeah, it was love at first sniff. Right away I knew that I would have a bottle, and here it is. Fast forward to now, I mean, look at the dent. Now, I think I just purchased this one. I don't know if it was in 2017 or it was maybe next year in 2018. But yeah, since then at least, yeah, I've been wearing this one quite a few times, as you can see. This is one of my favorite date night scents, because this is an amber scent, and this was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was my first amber fragrance that I tried, and that's why I love amber fragrances currently. So Grand Soir is the most sensual, addicting, delicious, cozy amber. So you have a lot of benzoin in here with labdanum. Now this is a very linear scent, which for me it's perfect, it's fine, because I love this scent just from the opening. So from the opening until when it disappears, it's beautiful. It has a fluffiness into it. It's a fluffy amber scent, if that makes sense. It's so good. It's so good. Some people might say that this is very basic perfume, yada yada, but for me it's beautiful. It's beautiful in its simplicity, and if you love amber, this is a must-have. A must-have. Absolutely gorgeous fragrance. And again, if you are searching for a romantic type of scent, a date night fragrance, check this one out. Just go with this one. Grand Soir by Maison Francis Kurkdijan. Next fragrance, it's from the niche brand that gets a lot of people are criticizing this brand for being too influencer giving, just because they actually, yeah, it's true. Myself, I don't consider myself as an influencer, not at all, but I was given 2 bottles from this brand, and actually I quite enjoy this brand. It's not just because they send me full bottles that I will give positive feedback, because it will depend on my taste. I can't really say to you, I don't know, it's just not within my personality to say, oh my god, this is amazing, when I feel that it's not. I really don't feel the need to lie to you, because in the end that's what it is. And so if I like a fragrance, I will tell you. If I don't like, I will also tell you. But I mean, if you are a subscriber for a long time, you already know that. This is just for the new subscribers, to the new viewers. That's how I work. That's just my personality. So they send me, and I didn't ask. That's another thing that it's within me. I don't ask for full bottles, or I don't ask for freebies. I mean, if brands want to send to me, great. There was quite a few brands that I rejected because I don't believe in their product, and others I accepted. And so it will depend on the brand, of course. But again, I don't ask for free bottles. If the brands want to send me, okay, go ahead, and we will see, and I will see if I want or not. And then if I really do like, I will tell you. Even if I don't, I will tell you the same thing. So that's how I work. And with Matiere Première, this is Matiere Première, long story short, and it's Radical Rose. Radical Rose is fantastic. And again, Matiere Première, they sent me, the first fragrance was Encens Suave, which I think it's their most popular fragrance, maybe their bestseller, which is a sweet, intensy fragrance. And they, alongside Encens Suave, they sent me their entire sample set. And then back then I was immediately in love with Radical Rose. I love rose fragrances, and well, this is that sweet, jammy rose with saffron. Amazing. It's so damn sensual. It's sexy even. It's very sexy. It's sweet, jammy, ambery like rose with saffron. Amazing. So good. It doesn't smell cheap at all. Doesn't smell synthetic. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic jammy rose. Again, this brand overall, it's not the most unique brand. But first of all, I love the bottle presentation. This is a 100 ml. Eau de Parfum, all of them come in Eau de Parfum concentration. The other one that I was offered by this brand was Falcon Leather, which I'm also a big fan, actually. It has that labdanum also, it's very heavy in the labdanum, styrax, you have the leather accord, incense, so it's quite good for me at least. But there is a couple of duds that don't work for me, but I have a review and an overall review of their sample set and the review of the Grand Soir, and I also have a review of Falcon Leather. If you don't have a review of Falcon Leather, I already talked about Falcon Leather a lot. So this just to say, this one I purchased with my own money. So this was not given to me. I didn't ask for it. I purchased this one, Radical Rose, and also another one that I would purchase is Santal Austral, which is a creamy sandalwood scent to die for. Now, I understand some people say, oh, this is an influencer type of brand. I understand that, but I think this is a bit more than that, in my opinion. This brand, I mean, I love their aesthetic. I love their fragrances. The majority of them, of course, not all of them, but at least 4 are big loves. They have this oud something that I never tried, or the new one, which is Crystal Saffron, which I have yet to try as well. Quite curious actually to try those two. But again, Radical Rose, fantastic scent. I sample it and love at first sniff right away. Again, this beautiful, like the mask rose, jammy, ambery with saffron. Very seductive, very sensual. If you love rose fragrances, I think this is at least a must try. Next fragrance from house of Profumum Roma, my favorite niche brand, but this one was not love at first sniff, and it's thanks to a sample that I learned to appreciate it. Sorriso. Nowadays, I consider this one of the best chocolate fragrances and one of the best gourmand fragrances. So Sorriso has this chocolate pudding with orange peel on top. Absolutely delicious. Realistic, wow. A realistic chocolate pudding with our orange peel. Amazing. Amazing. It's so realistic, natural smelling scent, and one of the best chocolate fragrances again. Sorriso, it's warm, cozy, and very sensual also. Very sensual, very addictive, because it's project and people will smell you and be like, wow, what you're wearing. That's usually the feedback that I get from my girlfriend. My girlfriend really loves this one. My friends as well. Every time I'm around my friends and they smell this, it's a showstopper, let's say. Sorriso by Profumum Roma. Not love at first sniff, because I was expecting like a milky, nutty chocolate, and like a fresh chocolate pudding. It wasn't what I was expecting, so it was a bit weird, the first impression, but I decided to sample it, and well, here we are, full bottle right here. Sorriso by Profumum Roma. Next fragrance from house of Frederic Malle, and it is Music for a While. A masterpiece, and if you're following this channel for a while, you know that this is, if not my favorite Frederic Malle, it's definitely my top 3. Music for a While, wow. This is one of the most unique fragrances that I tried. The best pineapple accord that you will smell. A very realistic, juicy, sweet pineapple with lavender. A great lavender note in here, which is quite similar. It has some similarities with the lavender that it's used in Beau de Jour by Tom Ford, actually, which I have. And you have this green, bit earthy patchouli in the base. Amazing. I mean, initially it was not love at first sniff. Again, this was weird. When this was released, I don't know, 2019, 2018 maybe, it was weird. So I didn't really appreciate this one, but when I tried a sample from Nose Perfumes, which is it's a French website where you can purchase niche fragrances, and I don't recall where that purchase back then that came and they sent like a bag full of samples actually, and one of the samples was this one, Music for a While, and wow, it was love at first sniff. Absolutely love at first sniff. Oh, I think it was Promise from Frederic Malle. I think it was Promise back then. And it was love at first sniff. I was like, wow. And actually I have my impressions of that sample bag and one of those samples was Music for a While, and I immediately, right away, it was a second after, yeah, full bottle, because it's full bottle worthy. This just to show you that samples is great because your taste will change, the way that you perceive the fragrance will change, and it might be full bottle worthy or not. So that's why I'm advising you to sample first, and then just you will decide if you will buy it or not. But according to Rich Mitch, Music for a While will be replaced by Uncut Gem, which is the latest release of Frederic Malle, created by Maurice Roussel, the same nose behind Musc Ravageur. I have yet to try Uncut Gem. I'm curious because it's a very controversial release. I mean, we all know that Rich Mitch is very passionate in the worst way possible to Uncut Gem. And yes, so according to him, which he got that information from a reliable source, he has the information that, well, Music for a While will be replaced by Uncut Gem. Now, he didn't say that this will be discontinued, but maybe and just replaced. So what I take from that is maybe this will be like an online exclusive or a boutique exclusive, and then you will just have Uncut Gem as like the standard, which is a shame because this is a masterpiece, and I don't say that just now. I'm saying this since I grabbed the full bottle, since I tried that sample. This is really a masterpiece because it's one of the most original blends, one of the most original fragrances out there, and again, it's the best pineapple accord that I ever experienced. Aventus Who, really. But it's very different from Aventus, very different. This is a very juicy, fruity, sweet pineapple, and Aventus, it's more, I mean, some are more smoky, some are fruity. I mean, it depends on the batch, but it's different. It's still quite different. This one, much better in my opinion, and again, one of the best fragrances out there from Frederic Malle. I hope that they don't end up discontinuing this fragrance because it would be really a shame. So again, Music for a While by Frederic Malle. Huge love from sample to full bottle. Next fragrance also came from a sample in the sample bag of Nose, but this one was when I purchased Music for a While actually. And this one I already heard I have heard so many good things about this fragrance that I was so curious to try, and it was love at first sniff. It was another fragrance that I was like, okay, this is right on my alley, and I need to have a full bottle of this. It's from Histoires de Parfums, Edition Hard Fidelis. This one right here. This is pure, one of the best coffee accords. Oh yeah, this is a coffee scent, a wonderful coffee fragrance, natural smelling coffee with oud, with some animalic nuances, a bit with cacao also. So you have this dark chocolate with coffee, oud, and I don't know if it's civet or castor. I would say castoreum, has it's more leathery. It's wonderful. It's this beautiful, creamy coffee with dark chocolate. So it has a gourmand quality, but it has a natural feeling to it. I absolutely love this fragrance so much. So good, so good. This is, I think this came first than Black Phantom. I think it's might be the first fragrance that comes to mind when we are talking about coffee, dark chocolate. This is much better than that in my opinion. It has a more natural feeling to it, not as harsh as Black Phantom in my opinion. And then you have the oud in here, which I mean, I don't know if it's real oud or not, but it's not your funky oud, but it has like a woodsy base, and with this leathery touch, slightly animalic leathery touch from the castoreum. I mean, this is a very intoxicating, dark, gourmandish fragrance. One of the best from this brand, hands down. And it was, again, love at first sniff right away. Absolutely love this fragrance. It's Histoires de Parfums Edition Rare Fidelis. The next two fragrances, and I'm mentioning two fragrances because these are from the same brand, which I recently talked about, from Papillon, Anubis, and Bengal Rouge. This is a dark suede, a very dark suede, animalic, spicy, incensey fragrance. It's amazing. This is a bomb. It's very powerful, intoxicating. It was love at first sniff. And I have a video where I'm talking about their sample set, and I'm experiencing first time their sample set of Papillon. And if you check that video for 3 or 4 years ago, this was love at first sniff, and still is to this day. And then you have Bengal Rouge, which was my second favorite, and that's why I also have it, but it's a completely different scent. This is a gourmand fragrance, and you see that I'm a gourmand lover. And so this has vanilla, honey, cinnamon. You have this also bread, this freshly baked bread, accord that it's just delicious. So this is, in the end, a very cozy, warm, sweet and smooth fragrance, so addicting. I just want to bite this bottle. It's that delicious. Absolutely love this Bengal Rouge and Anubis. I love this brand, and I have 3 more that I want to add, but maybe just next year. These two are beautiful. And last but definitely not least, from Amouage, from the library collection, Opus 6. Opus 6. This is the older bottle presentation. Now they are coming in the regular men's bottle presentation from Amouage. I don't know if this was discontinued or not. I don't know. But it would be a shame if this was discontinued, because I think that this is one of the most popular, or at least in YouTube, I think this is the most popular fragrance from this library collection. This is so good. This is peppery, so you have Sichuan pepper, you have lots of labdanum, myrrh, frankincense. So this is a typical rich, complex, thick, intense, bold fragrance. This is a statement type of scent. This is real. This has jubilation touches in here. Like, it has some jubilation touches. Has that regal feel from jubilation. And you have the Sichuan pepper, which is the same Sichuan pepper that it's used in Journeyman, also from the same brand. This fragrance is beautiful. It's wonderful. And I'm so happy to have it. So this was also this. I discovered this one from a sample that I was given by a good friend, and I actually reviewed this fragrance from that sample, and I loved it. I mean, back then I think that my impressions were like, this has Journeyman qualities, so I don't know if this would be full bottle worthy or not, but that sample is almost gone. So it was about time to have a full bottle of this beauty. Absolutely love this bottle presentation. It's very unique. I love the way it feels in hand. Yeah, it's a beautiful scent. Amouage Opus 6. I still have this note here. There's a note, a small notebook, but it's talking about Opus 5 actually. It's not the Opus 6. Well, I don't know. But this is, again, Opus 6. Amouage, as you can see, it's beautiful. A beautiful fragrance in a beautiful bottle presentation. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me in the comments down below what fragrances went from sample to full bottles in your experience. I'd love to hear those. of fragrances and those experiences. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you find value in this video, just hit that like button, because it will really make a huge difference. Thank you for your ongoing support, and see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Ciao.